Hi, I'm Peter J. Ray. Welcome to Adventures in History. Today's topic is the 1874 Boston Red Stockings, National Association baseball champions. This was the fourth year of the National Association, the first pro baseball league, and Boston won their third straight championship. They were playing at the South End Grounds 1 and the Worcester Driving Grounds in Boston. The 1874 Boston Red Stockings finished in first place with a record of 52-18-1, winning percentage of .743. Second place, the New York Mutuals, 42-23, 7.5 games out of first. Third place, the Philadelphia Athletics, 33-22. Fourth place, the Philadelphia White Stockings, 29-29. Fifth place, the Chicago White Stockings, 28-31. Sixth place, the Brooklyn Atlantics, 22-33. Seventh place, the Hartford Dark Blues, 16-37. And in eighth and last place, the Baltimore Canaries, 9-38, winning percentage of .191, 31.5 games out of first. On July 16th, the Boston Red Stockings went on a trip to England and Ireland. They went with the Philadelphia Athletics to promote baseball in England and Ireland. On the voyage across the ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the players played cards, shuffleboard, and chess on the trip, on the boat. September 9th, they returned to the U.S., so they were gone from August, half of July, and all of August in England and Ireland. Normally, or the tradition at that time had been, people thought it was too hot during those months. Often they would travel to Canada for exhibition games, but this year two teams went to England and Ireland to promote baseball over there. Okay, the owner of the 1874 Red Stockings was Charles H. Porter. He was the owner of the Red Stockings from 1873 to 1874. Charles H. Porter was born in 1843 in Weymouth, Massachusetts. He died in 1911 in Quincy, Massachusetts at age 68. He was the first mayor of Quincy, Massachusetts, and served for 3 years in the Union Army in the U.S. Civil War. Charles H. Porter. Harry Wright, again, was the player manager. He was an outfielder. He batted .315 with 58 hits, 44 runs scored, 4 doubles, 2 triples, 2 home runs, 27 RBIs in 40 games. Harry Wright was the Cincinnati Red Stockings player manager in 1869. The Boston Red Stockings player manager from 1871 to 1875. The Boston Red Caps player manager from 1876 to 1877. Boston Red Caps manager after his playing career ended from 1878 to 1881. And he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1953, really the dominant force in the early days of pro baseball. Also, as he pitched in 1874, a little pitching, record of 0-2 in 6 games, 3 saves, 16 and 2/3 innings pitched. And Harry Wright planned the trip to England and Ireland for the Boston Red Stockings and Philadelphia Athletics. This was his place of birth, so he was coming back to England to promote the game, the sport that he enjoyed so much and was so good at. On July 16th, the players and 40 stockholders boarded the steamship Ohio in Philadelphia for the trip to England. People on the docks sang Hail Columbia and Auld Lang Syne. Icebergs were sighted on the trip. On the return home, there was a reception in Boston. The bands played Yankee Doodle Dandy, When Johnny Comes Marching Home Again, and Hail to the Chief. Harry Wright. Now the regular lineup, Deacon White was the catcher. White batted .301 with 106 hits. 75 runs scored, 5 doubles, 7 triples, 3 home runs, 52 RBIs in 70 games. Deacon White played for the Cleveland Forest Cities from 1868 to 1870, with the Boston Red Stockings from 1873 to 1875 and in 1877, and he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 2013. Deacon White. Jim O'Rourke, also known as Orator Jim, was the first baseman. O'Rourke batted .314 with 104 hits. He scored 82 runs, 15 doubles, 8 triples, 5 home runs, 61 RBIs. 11 stolen bases in 70 games. And O'Rourke played for the Boston Red Stockings / Boston Red Caps from 1873 to 1878, and in 1880 he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1945, and he participated in this goodwill tour over across the Atlantic in England and Ireland, promoting baseball there. It was Harry Wright's idea to make the trip. Many of the players were of Irish descent, so the decision was made to go to Ireland, including O'Rourke. In England and Ireland they played baseball and cricket. There was a contest in London to see who could throw the baseball the farthest, and Jim O'Rourke won with throwing the ball 123 yards. Jim Orator O'Rourke. Ross Barnes played second base. Barnes batted .340 with 88 hits, 72 runs scored, 12 doubles, 4 triples, 39 RBIs, 8 stolen bases in 51 games. Ross Barnes was with the Boston Red Stockings from 1871 to 1875. Ross Barnes. Harry Wright's brother George Wright was the shortstop. He batted .329 with 103 hits, 76 runs scored, 10 doubles, 15 triples, 2 home runs, 44 RBIs in 60 games. George Wright was with the Cincinnati Red Stockings from 1869 to 1870, the Boston Red Stockings from 1871 to 1875, the Boston Red Caps from 1876 to 1878, and from 1880 to 1881, and he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1937. George Wright. Harry Schaefer was the third baseman. Schaefer batted .266 with 87 hits, 69 runs scored, 10 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, 45 RBIs in 71 games. And Harry Schaefer played for the Boston Red Stockings / Boston Red Caps from 1871 to 1878. Harry Schaefer. Cal McVeigh was an outfielder. McVeigh batted .359 with 123 hits, 91 runs scored, 21 doubles, 6 triples, 3 home runs, 71 RBIs in 70 games. McVeigh was with the Cincinnati Red Stockings from 1869 to 1870, the Boston Red Stockings from 1871 to 1872, and from 1874 to 1875. Cal McVeigh. Andy Leonard was another outfielder. Leonard batted .313 with 106 hits, 68 runs, 18 doubles, 4 triples, 50 RBIs, 11 stolen bases in 71 games. And Leonard was with the Cincinnati Red Stockings from 1869 to 1870, and the Boston Red Stockings / Red Caps from 1872 to 1878. Andy Leonard. George Hall was the third outfielder. Hall batted .288 with 64 hits, 58 runs scored, 10 doubles, 8 triples, a home run, 34 RBIs in 47 games. George Hall was born in 1849 in Stepney, England, United Kingdom. He died in 1923 in Ridgewood, New York at age 74. For his career, he batted .322 with 13 home runs and 252 RBIs. George Hall played amateur baseball from 1866 to 1870 with the Enterprise of Brooklyn, Excelsior of Brooklyn, the Star of Brooklyn, and the Brooklyn Atlantics. He played Major League Baseball from 1871 to 1877 with the Washington Olympics, Baltimore Canaries, Boston Red Stockings, the Athletic of Philadelphia, Louisville Grays. He was the National League home run leader in 1876. In 1877, playing for the Providence Grays, he was banned from MLB because of a gambling scandal. In 1876, he was the first MLB player to hit 2 home runs in one game. And in 1876, he led MLB with 5 home runs. He had the MLB single-season home run record until 1879 when Charlie Jones hit 9 home runs. It's possible that he hit the first MLB cycle, or single, double, triple home run in one game on June 14, 1876. George Hall. Tommy Beals was a utility player. Beals batted .196 with 19 hits, 20 runs scored, 3 doubles, 4 triples, 17 RBIs in 19 games. Beals was born in 1850 in New York, New York, died in 1915 in San Francisco, California at age 65. For his career, he batted .243 with 109 runs scored and 64 RBIs. He played amateur baseball in 1867 with the Union of Morrisania, And he played Major League Baseball from 1871 to 1880 with the Washington Olympics, Washington Blue Legs, Boston Red Stockings, and Chicago White Stockings. He was an outfielder and a second baseman. Tommy Beals. Al Spalding did almost all of the pitching. Spalding batted .329 as a hitter with 119 hits, 80 runs scored, 13 doubles, a triple, 54 RBIs in 71 games. As a pitcher, he was 52-16. ERA of 1.92, 71 games, 69 starts, 65 complete games, 4 shutouts, 617 and a third innings pitched, and 31 strikeouts. Spalding was with the Boston Red Stockings from 1871 to 1875. He was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1939. Spalding had the top salary on the Red Stockings in 1874, making $2,000 a year. In January of 1874, Harry Wright sent Spalding to England to make arrangements for this baseball cricket tour for the Red Stockings and Athletics. Al Spalding, who during the time when teams had a one-man rotation, and in modern times his name is familiar for the sporting goods, the baseball gear that boys often have, baseballs, bats, and gloves. The Red Stockings traveled, as we said, by the steamship Ohio on July 17th, bringing baseball to England. From July 31st to August 25th, they traveled the country by railroad and played games in London, Manchester, Sheffield, Dublin, Ireland. Also played cricket games, and the Philadelphia Athletics were their baseball opponents. The Boston Red Stockings finished in first place in the National Association. That meant they were automatic champions, no playoffs, no World Series, and this was a three-peat, their third straight championship. In 1872, 1873, and 1874, it's really the dominant team in the early days of baseball, and many of these guys had played in Cincinnati in '69, which inspired the country by having that undefeated season. They would win another one as the Red Stockings in Boston, and then a couple more after 1 year by the White Stockings, so they would end up winning 6 out of 7 years. So this team and Harry Wright and these players were the dominant force in the early days of baseball. Now the statistics leaders for 1874, the highest batting average was Levi Meyerl with the Chicago White Stockings. He hit .394. Home runs, Jim Orator O'Rourke with the Boston Red Stockings had 5 home runs, leading the National Association. The RBI leader with 71 was Cal McVeigh with the Boston Red Stockings. The most wins by a pitcher, Al Spalding with the Boston Red Stockings, 52. Best ERA in the league was Dick McBride for the Philadelphia Athletics, 1.64. And the most strikeouts by a pitcher was by Bobby Matthews of the New York Mutuals, 101. So that's the story of the 1874 Boston Red Stockings, National League champions the third year in a row. So that's the story of that team. Thanks so much for watching. Really appreciate it. God bless you. Take care. And I'll see you next time.